spending too much time in your reselling business, listing, shipping, doing all of the things, and not enough time actually making money, this video is for you. I'm gonna be giving you 10 genius hacks to put hours back in your week and more money in your pocket.
Hey, I'm Lee Meyer, and I'm the founder of Listing of Freedom and the Empowered Reseller. And I help clothing resellers make more money without hustling harder. Let's get started.
As a reseller, you know your time is valuable. And as they say, time is money. So in this video, I'm gonna be giving you 10 practical ways to be able to make more money in less time. If you're new here and we haven't met yet, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4, and I've made well over $100,000 flipping used goods on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I've done it as a part-time reseller. In this video, I want to break things down for you and give you some super simple tips to be able to get time back in your week and be able to make more money in less time. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, Vendoo, making it possible for me to be here with you. If you're not yet using Vendoo, it's the cross-listing tool that I use and recommend. If you'd love to be able to check it out for yourself and see how it can help you out in your reselling business, you're going to find a link down here where it's actually going to get you a free trial where you get 5 free listings every month, and then you'll get 25% off of your first month if and when you choose to go with a paid subscription. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now I've got 10 tips for you, but I'm not gonna make you wait to get the best for last. I put the top 2 tips, the places where I see other resellers struggling who come to me and say, how are you doing it? How are you seeing $2,000 and $3,000 months in only 10 hours a week? Okay, so these first 2 tips, these are the ones that are gonna put the most time back in your week. And this is what I recommend for people who come to me who are in this situation and going, I'm not seeing these kind of results and I'm spending tons and tons of time. I wanna help you fix that. So number 1 is to consider if you are currently listing from your phone, and a lot of people may not want to hear this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. If you're currently listing from your phone, it's going to be so much faster to list from your computer. So if you're in that situation of listing from your phone, consider switching and you will likely cut your listing time in half or more. A lot of times apps are great for being able to access while you're on the go. But if you can get to a computer, you're going to be able to get through your listings a lot quicker because apps just by nature run a little bit slower and it can take, quite a bit more time just to get a single item listed. Hold tight for hack number 8, where I'm going to help you level up even more when it comes to listing from your computer. Number 2, set up an efficient storage system. If you can't find things when they sell, that's going to be wasted time that you could be using for better things that are actually going to make you money, such as listing. The easiest way to be able to do this is to use SKU numbers for your items. That's going to help you know exactly where they are when they sell so you can go and pull them and get them shipped. However, the SKU field is not available for every single platform out there, such as Mercari, that does not yet have that SKU field. So if you're using Vendoo, you can have that right inside of your Vendoo listing so you can know exactly where your item is when it sells. Number 3, don't spend too much time looking up comparable sales. This can be a big rabbit hole and a huge time waster for a lot of resellers. And I hear from a lot of people coming to me and going, okay, I just spent 30 minutes researching this item. Okay, let's cut that down. What if you only spent a minute or 2? It shouldn't have to take that long unless it's an item that you're maybe totally unfamiliar with. Most platforms will help you out with this, such as Mercari, where it'll give you a range, eBay, where they provide comparable sales. The main thing here is to set your price, don't overthink things, and don't second guess yourself. And the more experience that you get, the easier and faster this is going to be. Hack number 4, now this may be contrary to some advice from other resellers, but I actually recommend only sending offers once per day. This way, you're not having to be on your phone the entire day or waiting for notifications to come in that you have somebody to send offers to. It eliminates that trap that we all get caught in of picking up the phone, checking messages, scrolling social media, and pretty soon 20 minutes has gone by and we're like, what did we pick up our phone for? I know I'm not the only one. So if you can set a reminder on your phone daily at a certain time to go in and send out offers, that's going to eliminate a lot of the unnecessary time that's maybe going into simple tasks like that. Vendoo also has a new feature for this that allows you to actually be able to send out offers from inside of Vendoo. So it gives you one place to be able to go to rather than having to go to multiple platforms. You can go to the one place place inside of Vendoo and get all of your offers sent out across all the platforms that you're selling on. This is a newly released feature currently available for the bigger platforms, so you're gonna wanna go and check that out because it is a huge time saver. Hack number 5, while we're on the topic of selling across multiple platforms, cross-listing can actually save you a lot of time in the long run. Now let me explain this because it can be a little bit more time up front to be able to list across multiple platforms, but it can save you time because you're going to get your items sold quicker, be able to turn over your inventory quicker, and not have to deal with months of having items sitting around trying to figure out how to get them to move. There are lots of different cross-listing tools on the market to help you be able to sell in multiple places, but the one that I have found to be the best as far as time saving, the features available, support, as well as continued improvement is Vendoo. But allows me to be able to sell in multiple places, be able to bring in money from different platforms, and be able to diversify my income so I'm not dependent on just one platform. Hack number 6 is to batch similar tasks. This can be a huge time saver for the long run. It may take a little bit of initial setup at the beginning, for example, to be able to get a photo area set up or a listing station set up or a shipping station set up. But once you do, you can go to that specific place, complete that task for a group of items before you move on to the next task. For example, I take all of my pictures at once, and then once the pictures are done for the group of items that I'm working on, whether that's a day's worth of items or a week's worth of items, I can then move on to just the listing part, and I'm able to be focused on that and not feel like I'm trying to multitask across multiple different things that need to get done. Number 7, create and use templates. This is another one where it's going to take a little bit of setup up front, but it's going to be a huge time saver in the long run. What I mean by templates is this is pre-filled in information in your listing. This is another one where not every platform has this capability. eBay, for example, does. You can create templates right inside of eBay. You can also create templates inside of Vendoo. And this can help to speed up your listing flow to those platforms that don't have built-in templates. I'd recommend creating a template for every category that you list into frequently. For example, women's shirts, men's jackets, kids' shoes. Have a template for each one of those. You're gonna be able to put in things like if it's pre-owned condition, you primarily list pre-owned condition, I'd recommend putting that inside of your template. You can also include things inside of your description such as measurement fields. So for a shirt, for example, I would have armpit to armpit and then the inch symbol. And then when I'm listing, all I have to fill in is the number. So for a shirt, for example, that armpit to armpit, as well as length, as well as possibly sleeve length. You can have these right inside of your description so that you're not having to type the same thing over and over again. This is also another good place to be able to put things like smoke-free, pet-free home, if that is your situation, or smoke-free, pet-friendly home, or anything else that you want to be able to include in all of your listings. Number 8. Now I promised that I'd give you a way to be able to level up listing from your computer, be able to make it even faster. And this tip is to use keyboard shortcuts. Most platforms, Vendoo included, you're going to be able to use keys like tab to be able to tab through the different fields, as well as be able to type letters to access items in pull down menus. For example, in the pattern menu, I can type an S and that's going to bring me down to solid. And you're going to pick up these little tricks really quickly the more that you use these. Number 9, automate or use tools for inventory management. That is one thing that you cannot get away from when you run a reselling business, is having inventory and needing to know where it sold, if it sold, what platform it sold on, for how much, what your cost of goods were, how much went to shipping supplies and seller fees. And you can certainly keep track of these things in a spreadsheet, but that's probably going to require more of your time. The better way is to have a tool like Vendoo where this is actually built right into the platform. Have all that information at your fingertips so that you're prepared for tax season, as well as being able to make informed decisions when it comes to your business. Number 10. Now I might get a lot of pushback on this one, but that's okay. If you are a clothing reseller like myself, you don't have to spend a lot of time putting in extra packaging or nice touches such as tissue paper or stickers. Hear me out on this one. Items will get there just fine, not broken. clothing is Patty. And contrary to popular belief, it will not hurt your seller status. The one exception to this that I would make is if you're a new reseller trying to build up your feedback. I'd recommend that you'd add it to those templates that we talked about earlier and say that you use minimal packaging. Items will go right inside of a poly mailer, and you're doing this to be able to minimize environmental impacts. And yes, it has that perk, but it also has the additional perk of saving you time when you go to ship your items. I hope you found these tips helpful, and if you would like help with getting started with Vendoo, I do have an entire playlist that'll walk you through everything from importing your current listings, helping you know which add-ons to go with, as well as helping you make use of all of the features that are available inside of Vendoo. I will leave a link for the playlist somewhere up here. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.